Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to Ramaseva Ramyaseva. We are discussing in a set of episodes the linkage of the wonderful sacred epic Ramayana to a life of service. And we have seen last time that Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, and Shatrughna have been born. Now we jump a little bit ahead, and then we come to the point where after Rama has gone through all the education that he had to go through Sage Vasishtha's ashram, and then now he is ready. When Sage Vishwamitra comes and then invites him to safeguard the yajnam or a sacrifice that he was doing for the benefit of the entire universe. And though there was a little drama initially where Dasharatha was not willing, Rama and Lakshmana go with him. And in the process, there are three important obstacles that Rama clears. One is Tataki, which is a big ogre, a demoness, who tries to charge at Rama. Rama initially hesitates to kill a woman, but Vishwamitra asks him to go ahead and kill, and then he kills the woman and the demoness. And then there are two sons of Tataki, Maricha and Subahu, who come a little later when Rama took up to the safeguarding of the sacrificial pyre. And at that point, Rama kills Subahu first with one arrow, and with a second arrow, he sends Maricha flying away to many miles away across the seas to Lanka, where it is said in the story that Maricha, once he had that deadly blow, he turned his attitude totally transformed and he became a mendicant and started practicing tapas. So this is a story that comes up in Ramayana. Let us look at symbolism and the application for ourselves in this situation. We said that we are joining and enjoining on a life of service. And when the goodness is born in our heart, like Rama is born along with the other three qualities, and then now Vishwamitra, which is actually symbolically someone who does a lot of good to the entire universe, who thinks of doing, maybe it's an NGO organization or maybe it is any channel that actually is trying to do a lot of good service. Like there are so many wonderful people who are trying to do service during this COVID situation. And that is one channel through which the goodness can be reflected. So it comes to Rama and it says that, okay, here is a channel, can you please come in? And then the goodness in us tries to, can be applied in that situation, we get an opportunity. And initially in the path when we are going, there are three obstacles that come. The first obstacle is ignorance. Tataki is very dark, it's ignorance. And what is ignorance? Ignorance is simply thinking that a life of comfort and cushy, which is actually, and then which, if I'm thinking that if there is a lockdown, I just am with it, with myself, with my family, I order my food and then life is going on, I'm getting my salary, everything seems to be fine, is a disconnected aspect from the reality of what society is. We all know, sisters and brothers, that if a society is not normal, we cannot be normal. So it is an ignorance to think like that. That is what Tataki does. So Rama with one, though initially the comfort zone is so comforting that it is something that we hesitate to come over. That's what signifies the hesitation of Rama in killing Tataki. But then he comes over that, and then Sage Valmiki, Vishwamitra says you can go ahead and kill it. So goodness comes over in the service orientation mindedness, it comes over the comfort zone, and then it comes out. And then the next thing is Subahu, who tries to disturb our yajnam. Yagam here means the vow to actually do service and do something good for the society. Subahu is mineness, M-I-N-E, mine, me and mine. So then what is mine? It is a tendency to acquire. Subahu in Sanskrit means the one who has long, good shoulders and arms. Right? So what does it signify? It indicates that we want, those people who have long arms want to acquire more. Right? So it points to acquisition and then greediness. Therefore, with one arrow, Rama shoots Subahu and then kills first. The mindness goes away. Then the Maricha stands for identity. It is a sort of ego. It is sort of something that keeps changing. I identify with being this or that, and then my status, everything comes up, and then I would think twice before I want to go into service. My other roles come into picture, and then so when this comes up, Rama knows that the identity doesn't go so easily. Therefore, he, with one arrow, he shoots it to a very different place far away, where it falls down and then it turns sattvic and then never troubles us again. Okay, so this is what has been shown in this episode, wherein Rama comes over. First is a willingness to go behind Vishwamitra, that is finding a channel of service. Next is coming over ignorance, that I have to be in a comfort zone. The next is coming over the mindness, thinking that it is all about me and then my people, etc. And then the last one is trying to stick to some identity and then not jumping to the service that has to be done. So the obstacles are cleared by Rama, and therefore what we see is the history that the Vishwamitra's yagdam becomes successful. So this is symbolic. So we will go ahead with the rest of the story in the next episode. But sisters and brothers, I want to again remind you, let us stick to the basics and protocols, that we always wear a mask when we interact with others, we maintain social distance, we sanitize ourselves well, we are positive intended, we carry positive intentions and then positive minded, and then we think of possibilities but not impossibilities, and if possible we'll encourage some more people to be like us. So with this promise, I will come back to you again the next episode with the next aspect of Ramayana.